extended exercise again on the idea of pushing with the fist. Now, the thing is, when people train, often people look for a big thing. We want a new technique, or we want a new trick, or we're looking for the latest thing in exercise or fitness or strength building or whatever it is.
Have you got that?
Sorry?
Have you got that for us?
No. Wrong place. That's all right. Big things are great. You find something great, but your real progress comes in small things. Small things that you do over and over until they become second nature. That's where you become transformed, and that's where you start being the thing instead of doing it. The best example is the breathing. You come and you do the breathing here. If you never do it outside at all, then it's a bit of a waste, to be honest. But what you'll find is that breathing we do starts creeping into your everyday life. So something happens, and you find you start using it. So it's a small thing, everyday normal thing, but it's very important. So this drill is kind of the same, and the drill is simply this. I place the fist and I push. Very simple, but of course within that there can be a lot of things going on. Why do we do this? The main reason is to educate my fists as to where to go to get the best effect. If I position my fist in this place and I apply even a lot of pressure, nothing much happens. If I put my fist in the correct place with a slight movement, he goes. So the hands start to learn the position and also the angle. So over a period of time, I'll come to find that if I want to move him, or if I hit here, he's going to move. If I hit here, he's not going to move. Okay. So that's the first thing. This then allows the body to work by itself. Martial arts traditionally is he feeds something in, I respond to it, and then I give him a response back, and he responds to that, and off we go. We more work on the base of, he gives me something, I hit him. So my body is not thinking about a technique or anything else. My body is just getting out of the way. That frees up my hand to go to one of these places that it's learnt about through practicing this. So when you practice this as well, it shouldn't be, right now we're going to practice this. Now, it's just very natural. The more natural, the better. So you can be doing, you can be talking, you can be thinking about something else, it doesn't matter. Because the learning is in the feeling. Right, now, your partner can put in different levels of resistance. He can be totally relaxed, you go with the movement. He can put in a little bit of tension. Or he can give me full resistance. If I'm in the right spot, it doesn't matter. But it makes a difference to him. So, what I now start learning, if there's some resistance, I need to find the angle. So normally I'm heading in towards the spine, or I'm pushing down towards his hips. To change the angle, I change the position of the elbow. Same position here, one result. Change the angle, different result. So again, the body is learning. So when you're doing this, the other person can offer like 3 levels of resistance. He can be very relaxed and go with the movement. So this is helping him to understand about dealing with impact, because then if a force comes in, he knows how to how to absorb it. That doesn't necessarily mean he has to wait for that point of impact, of course. He can move. I was really late. He can move before that point. The second level is he can offer some level of resistance. So, see, when he offers no resistance, I can just push and he goes. When there's a little bit of resistance, now I've got to think a little bit more about the angle and the placement. Then he can offer full resistance, so he's really trying to stop him pushing now. So it becomes even more important for me to find the right position and angle. Now, 2 things happen now when you start doing resistance on both sides, is you start bracing with the legs. And that's something we want to avoid. So if Mark pushes me, I can offer full resistance by bracing myself like this. If he's got the right angle and the right position, it doesn't matter anyway, because he'll find his way in. But this is not a good habit for me to get into. because this is a very, it's quite a vulnerable position. There's not a lot of mobility, although it feels strong. By the same token, when it is offering resistance, so he basically needs to find out how to use selective tension in order to give me resistance and not rely on his stance. In the same way, I need to find a way of not using my stance to make this work. So here, I can kind of use the legs and push out and everything else. That's great if I happen to be in that position when I need to punch someone. Okay? If I'm not, then my punch is going to be very weak. So yeah, I just want to work from a normal, natural position. He can apply the resistance and then we can work from there. So all the time you're educating the fists to work against being absorbed. So the other thing here, if he goes soft and he absorbs the strike, then maybe I look at changing direction. So my fist then is learning to adapt to the situation. If that happens, I can change. If there's resistance, I can change. But the fist is learning by itself through touch, not talking about it, not looking at diagrams, not arguing on Facebook, but by actually doing it.